evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurship in Focus. I'm your host, Marlon Joseph, and I'm super excited to be here. I'm coming to you live and direct all the way from the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. And this evening, we're fortunate to interact with two beautiful people as we learn about what they have to offer. Just before we go into minding their businesses, I just want to shout out to some of our loyal viewers and supporters, particularly those joining on our Facebook. I'm seeing Christina Prasad. I'm seeing Sandra Craig, Sandra Halley joining from Linden. I am seeing Margaret joining from Barbados and several other persons, including Sandy Taylor. It is indeed a pleasure to have you guys joining with us. Share the live stream so that other people can be able to benefit from the live as iron sharpens iron, and together we win. This evening, I did mention we're coming to you live from Trinidad, and I'm fortunate to have sitting next to me the one and only Mr. Rawle Maicoo.
Welcome. It's wonderful to be here this evening.
Thank you very much. And he's the CEO of We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. And we have here Miss Malika Carrington.
Good evening, Guyana. Good evening to all your viewers all over the world. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago.
Awesome. And she is the operations manager right here at We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. So, Mr. Maicoo, what motivated you to go into entrepreneurship?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm retired from the oil and gas industry.
Okay.
And don't really have much to do. So, we always complain about seeing used tires on the side of the road, you know, wherever he was driving. And at that same time, I got this idea about tire recycling. Now, I have to admit that, you know, it's not that I did all this research and, you know, had all these different ideas that I came into. I would have to admit that it was from God. So it's not really my idea, but I did have the idea, and I was carrying it to another company to discuss it with them. And my daughter, who is an attorney, she's actually the best-looking attorney that I've ever seen. So my daughter spoke to Joseph about it, and then he asked me to come and talk to him about it. And that's really the genesis of it. Mm. So then we did the research into different sorts of recycling, you know, what we could use the tires, what we could use for end products and those sort of things. And we came up with this particular method of tire recycling, which has no environmental impact, zero environmental impact. It has zero waste produced. Mm-hmm. It takes the tire and shreds it down into its components, which is wire, rubber, and nylon. Mm-hmm. And each of the three products, they are packaged and they are sold. They can be used for a variety of different things. And one of the reasons why I realized that the problem of used tires and disposal of used tires is a big problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Mm-hmm. Because in Trinidad and Tobago, long time, cars used to be a luxury. It's no longer a luxury. And you find that once somebody starts to work and they're getting an income, one of the first things that they look to do is to buy a car, because they have to go to the grocery, they have to go to party, you know, they have to go all over the place. So recently, the Minister of Works and Transportation, he had indicated that we have approximately 1 million registered cars on the road of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. So that 1 million, if we say, well, we change tires every 2 years, something like that. That means every 2 years you have 4 million tires. So every year you have 2 million tires that goes into the environment, that goes somewhere in Trinidad and Tobago. And you know, Trinidad and Tobago is not the largest of places. We don't have much land. Mm-hmm. So it goes all different places. Now, there are different ways of disposing of tires. Yeah. Some of it, people burn it. Mm-hmm. But it's the toxic fumes that are released, it's not really a good thing. There are some other people, and we have done this in Trinidad and Tobago also, where you dig a very, very large hole, you fill it with the tires and you cover it with dirt and sand. Now, the thing about that is that when you have those tires sealed under the earth there, the heat and the air that is trapped in between it, plus also you might have some decaying vegetation which would produce some methane gas. That gas that is under there is very, very light. And what eventually happens over time is that those tires actually float back to the top. So now imagine you did that a number of years ago, and you have this nice area that is, nice piece of land, plot of land, and you sell it to people to build houses on it. You see the problem that you will have.
Very much.
When those tires start to float back up to the top, you have destruction of houses. You also have, there was the Osborne Reef in Florida, where they took about 5 million tires and they tied them together with nylon and they placed them under the sea to make a reef, which was supposed to be the continuation of a coral reef. And there are many, many countries that have done this. But what happened is that now it's costing them a lot of money because they have to move down the tires. Because the tires got dislodged, and when they started to move in the sea, they actually destroyed the natural reef that it had. And they started affecting boats and ships and all these sort of things. And a very interesting thing, now we all know that plastics, you actually have microplastics that you find in the sea. Well, there's this professor, John Weinstein of South Carolina. They were doing some testing on seawater in and around the coast. And they were finding this cigar-shaped black object, this microplastic that they called it. And when they really investigated it, it wasn't plastic. It was actually used car tires. So there is breakdown of used car tires. If you put it in the sea, it breaks down and it just exacerbates the problem of microplastics in the sea.
But tell me, do you believe in the context of environmental safety, that a lot is being done to protect the environment?
Yes, a lot is being done, but some of the things that we do, for example, in that Osborne Reef, some of the things that we do in the short term are more detrimental in the long term.
Interesting.
And there is no active research that actually, will do it, do some mini project and then find out that the tires are really breaking down. The saltwater environment is a really tricky environment because of the corrosive nature of saltwater. That destroys almost everything, and anything.
Very well said, and you would have shared quite a number of things as it relates to tire and recycling. And I'm now going to turn to Ms. Carrington so she can help us to understand in detail some of the services that are offered. And it was me to understand if you guys have a group of companies. I'd love to hear more about it.
Right. So we do have a group of companies that were born before We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. The main company being Reclip Limited. That's more of a construction company. We're into heavy equipment, construction services, things like that. Then we have the WeMac Minerals Limited, which is into quarrying. So we provide services. We actually just recently took over a quarry. So we have quarrying services available. And then we are now into the We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. And the main goal is to really reduce the number of unused tires, and we get into the environment, conserving the environment and things like that. That's our main focus with the Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. We want to do a significant reduction in pollution. Used tires, they're very toxic. It's a hazard. Really, when you store them, they're storing in landfills and things like that, and they create like a catalyst for diseases from rats and things like that, animals and stuff like that. So we really want to get into that, coming out of Mr. Maicoo's vision that was birthed, you know, in him to really work on the environment and conserving the environment. So that's a main goal for We Rubber Waste Recycling.
Nice.
In a group of companies.
And as a road user, do you believe that the condition or the manner in which persons are using the road is what contributes to a high level of removal of tires, which contribute to harming the environment?
Well, as a road user, I would say that question, the answer to that question is kind of twofold, because there are some things that are not in my control as a driver. You know, sometimes the holes are digged up to do works and stuff like that, and they're not properly patched back and things like that. So that some of this would contribute to my wear and tear of my tires. So it's a kind of twofold answer to that question. Coming out of that as well, one of the things we are interested in doing, and Mr. Maicoo is kind of championing at the moment, is the rubber granules, which is one of our end products, being mixed with asphalt, right? And that would help with patching up the roads on a different, a more innovative, environmentally friendly way in terms of repair and patching the roads and stuff like that. So that's also something that we have tabled at the moment, and we are researching.
And do you guys currently participate in capacity building or awareness sessions to enable persons to understand how they dispose of these tires can affect the environment, and maybe lead them to the alternative, bringing the tires here so you guys can recycle them?
Well, discussions, I would not say that is something that is in our vision. That is something that we have planned to do, because we are currently embarking on a few administrative documents that we are sorting out and stuff like that. After that is completed, you know, in terms of the process, because we're relatively new, so we have to make sure we are above board with all our documentation and stuff before we go forward with these plans. You know? So yes, so after the administrative part is finished, and we're almost there, we will get to that next phase. But we have engaged government offices and stuff, and government agencies, I would say. We have engaged them already, so they are aware of us, and discussions have started.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to swing my attention back to Mr. Maicoo. What has the response been to a company such as yours, who's doing all it can to ensure that the environment is safe and resources are channeled towards recycling tires? What has the response been?
Okay, well, so far, everybody who has heard about what we are doing are very excited, because the problems of the indiscriminate dumping of tires is really chronic. Because one of the things that we have noticed, you know, in driving around, is that some unscrupulous persons would take the tires and just dump it into the nearest river. Most convenient, you know, you're just driving on the side of the road, and they just toss it in there. And that is what lends itself to flooding. And you know how the weather is these days. You know, when it's sunny, it's baking, and when it's rainy, it's flooding. And the problem of flooding is really chronic in Trinidad and Tobago right now, because for just one shower of rain and you have floods. And one of the reasons for that is blocked up drains and blocked up rivers, natural water courses being blocked up. And one of the major things that they find in there are used car tires.
What support do you believe that the government can give to help your business grow to the next level?
Well, right now, we haven't really approached the government for any sort of assistance. We just saw this as a necessity, as something that we have to try and do something. If 2 million tires are going into the environment, you know, every year, our capacity at maximum is just about 700 tires per day. So that doesn't even start to dent the amount of tires that are coming in. So it's really because this thing it's a chronic problem, and we have to deal with it. And that was really the driving force behind us coming into this. I suppose now that we're here, you know, we could explore all these different possibilities. But it was really strictly because of what was happening environmentally that, you know, we started this initiative.
Interesting. So a lot of our viewers are looking, and many of them are might be asking, because a lot of times people believe entrepreneurship is a fly by night. Really and truly, there's lots of effort that has to be put in, and you have to toil to be able to be successful. And here you are, having an entire group of company. What were some of the challenges that you guys faced, and how were you able to overcome?
But specifically for rubber waste recycling, one of the main challenges that we had was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to ship our machinery, it took us a little over a year to get around the logistics and to actually do the shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came to Trinidad, it sat out there for probably close to about a year also, mm-hmm. because we couldn't do anything, no construction, nothing like that. And eventually we got it offloaded. Then we were unable to bring in people to help us with the setup. So my background is in plant operations, the oil and gas industry. So that really helped me, and we have some skilled mechanics working with our company also. And we got through with that. We actually got all the equipment sited. We got it tested. We did all the electrical, everything. So right now we are in a position where we are ready for startup. Mm-hmm. It's all the equipment is tested. We have actually made a bit of product, and we have done some testing on it. But coming back to entrepreneurship, one of the major things, and for everybody out there who wants to be an entrepreneur, one of the most valuable things, and Malika pointed it out, a vision. You must have some sort of vision of what you want to do and what the end is going to look like, what the end product, what do you want to see as your end product? What do you want to see as the end? And the vision is what is going to keep you going. Like our vision is for the environment. So in all our ups and downs and all our challenges, we realize that this is something that is necessary. This is something that we have to do. And that has been the driving force behind, all of us in trying to get it done. Mm-hmm. So a vision is very, very important. You have to know what you want, and if it benefits mankind, it's even, it's a lot better.
But as a seasoned man in business, I often interact with entrepreneurs who say from time to time, they're doing all they can to be able to be successful. They're going to training sessions, they're going to networking events, they're looking at motivational videos, they're doing their best to be able to survive, and they're still not seeing their way. And they're feeling demotivated, they want to give up, they want to throw in the towel. What advice or encouragement would you say to those persons who are saying, hey, I've been doing all of this and maybe it's not working out, I should just quit?
Well, everybody has their own unique situation and a unique perspective. And this is one of the, I believe that you have to have the will to do something. Mm-hmm. And a lot of governments, governments come and governments go, and many of them have really good plans, but you have to have the will to want to do it. For example, the problems that we have with crime and all the other things that plague us. We have to have the will to do it. What are we? We have to know that we have to get over this hurdle. We have to get over this problem, mm-hmm. and we have to have the will to do it and to see it done. And that is where the vision again comes in. Mm-hmm. And you might be trying different things. Sometimes what will happen is when you fail, you can't look at it as a failure. It's just you're just being nudged maybe in a different direction. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yes.
But once you have a goal, you have to get it. Success is really in getting back up, dusting yourself off and moving forward.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say are some of the major successes you guys would have encountered? Okay, well, some of the major successes that we have here, we have the group of companies, mm-hmm. and the major success is really to be able to put down the machinery
and to be able to start it up. Because we didn't have the, a lot of knowledge. There is nobody, this facility is the only one of its kind in Trinidad and Tobago right now that is installed and ready for operation. And in the Caribbean, it's the only one. So because of that now, we are planning to do what we did here, across the Caribbean, in other different countries, because I'm sure that this is a problem in Barbados and in Grenada and in Jamaica and in Guyana, because we all use vehicles as the major mode of transportation in the Caribbean. And even in South America, there are very, very few countries, that have gone into tire recycling. So tire recycling is really, a very huge problem. So just to get the equipment here and to start it up and to see us, making the product and then doing the research and seeing, the amount of products that you could make from the rubber granules is really staggering. It really is staggering. From different, from just ordinary mats and actually those stadiums where you have athletics being done, the stadiums, they are lined with rubber.
Very nice. So I'm very happy that you were able to share and you were able to elaborate on having a vision and how you were able to bring the ideas to fruition. I want to hear from Ms. Carrington, working besides Mr. Maicoo, who has brought all of this to life. How has his vision affected you in terms of working to bring that to life as well?
Well, first and foremost, it has made me more aware in this process, in this entire process. I became more knowledgeable on the effects, so the cons per se, of on the tires, on how we store tires and things like that. Just the day-to-day practices. So even when I'm driving past a tire shop, I might be thinking, oh gosh, look at those tires stored as racks, that's all these things I'm thinking about now. So it changes the way you think when you get new knowledge. I think it's important for persons, the population, everyone should know, because all countries have vehicles for the most part, it's it really changes your mindset in terms of how we do things and how things should be done. Tire recycling now is the only, I would say, the best environmentally friendly way to dispose of tires, because tires take hundreds of years. So if you just leave them there, it takes hundreds of years to disintegrate naturally. So I would say it would have changed my mindset, the process, and my thinking, my awareness, and by extension, you talk to persons, your conversations also would change, and it brings awareness as well in terms of the effects of the tire recycling. I'm also excited about the end products that could be used. The tires, the things that you could use in the end product. So we can make tires, we could use that, the padding for playgrounds, things like that. There's so much you can do. So you just take this tire, you strip it apart, and so many things could be done. With this one tire, you don't have to waste anything at all if you don't want to. So that has been exciting. The knowledge, the learning, the gaining of the knowledge.
I love it, and I'm very happy that you're able to share about mindset, because I find a lot of us from a tender age, we're somewhat indoctrinated, in a sense that we go to a school system and they taught us how to, they teach us how to get a job, and then when we get a job, we just go on, pay bills and that.
Yes.
And many persons don't ignite or explore their innovative component. And that is why we find many persons functional but not fulfilled. And it's a term we use in HR. Persons were able to get the job done, yes, but in terms of fulfillment, exploring, bringing whatever it is to life, and having true happiness, they don't have that. And that's why also we find lots of persons dying without inventing. And if we look at the great inventors or the people who have walked this road before us, they've done their way so that we can benefit. The person who invented the chair, the internet, the light bulb, and so on, they would have contributed to society. And now here you guys are, recycling tires,
Yeah.
being innovative, and we're able to now visit your location to see some of the processes that you guys have going on, and persons are inspired to be innovative.
Yes.
So I'm very happy that you guys are taking the initiative to do that. I'm very happy that you have assisted and helped to change your mindset.
Yes.
And by doing this interview and visiting the location, I'm sure that many persons will also be inspired to make a difference and to invent. And as we prepare to visit and visit the machines, I just want to shout out to Beverly Goodman, Rhonda Spence, Lila Singh, and several other persons joining from our Facebook page. It is a pleasure to have you guys here.
I just wanted to say one other thing. You know, I really love when people show initiative.
Yes.
And Malika recently actually did you did your, is it the
International Supervisory Diploma in Health and Safety.
Lovely.
She went across into health and safety.
So it inspired me.
That is the you know, the sort of initiative, you know, that because that, I think that was probably out of what the normal thing that you did. But because now we have machinery and, you know, we have been focusing on safety a lot, you know, she took the initiative on her own to go and, you know, to go into that field. And sometimes, you know, people out there's a field that seems very, very remote, you know, but, you know, go for it. Like Malika did. Congratulations, Malika. The world congratulates you also.
You're correct. Because even so with us, before the discovery point, persons knew health and safety, occupational safety net. But because of the advent of oil in Guyana, many persons are now implementing safety policies and cultures, and everybody's now talking safety. But before, when you talk about safety, people are wondering, what is that? And then those that will tell you, I'm doing this thing, all the well one way. Who was you to come tell me this? They never had an accident. Why all of a sudden it's been an accident? But when you understand safety and you implement it in the culture, prevention is always better than cure.
Always better. Correct.
And you're in the perfect environment. So I'm guessing a promotion is coming our way too.
Yes, a promotion. Yeah, she's going up. We actually will make another floor.
Top floor is it? Yeah. So I'm super excited. I know many persons are looking on to see some of the products that you guys will have created. Thus far, and I understand that the machines are not on because some of the approvals are there. Notwithstanding, we'd love to see some of the machines you explain what they do, and we can be able to understand it a little bit more what goes on in this facility.
Yes, we will be proud to carry you around.
Awesome. So let's go. So by the way, what area is this in Trinidad?
This is El Socorro.
El Socorro.
Yes.
All right, so this facility is right in El Socorro, Trinidad.
Extension Road at school.
Yes.
Well, welcome once more to We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. And well, here we have, I'm sure you all recognize this. These are used tires, and we'll begin with the process. The first piece of equipment that we have is right across here. This is called a debeater. And the debeater pulls out, if you come back across here to the there is a very thick wires that run around the rim here, and the debeater actually pulls out that wire before it gets into the system. So the entire whole tire is placed on this conveyor belt, and it goes up to that machinery there. That is called a shredder. So we'll just walk around here and have a better look at it. So this is another view of the shredder, and the tire falls into that hopper at the top there, and there are knives like projections that rotate, and that cuts up the tire down into bits and pieces that are about 3 to 5 inches big. So the entire whole tire comes down to 3 to 5 inches big, and then that it comes down onto this conveyor belt under here. And this conveyor belt, it goes all the way around, and that unit across there is called the crusher. So the crusher takes the pieces that are 3 to 5 inches big and breaks it down into very, very fine granules. Now the granules, if you imagine in your mind how big a millimeter is, remember 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter, a millimeter, it goes down to about 0.5 of a millimeter. So it crushes the entire tire down to 5.5 of a millimeter. Now, a tire is composed of 3 components. You have the rubber, you have nylon, and you have steel. And each one of the components is crushed down to that small granules. And at that point now, you find each one of them separate. So the mixture of rubber, nylon, and steel comes to this machinery here, which is actually a magnet. And the magnet actually pulls out the steel. If you, don't know if you can see, but there is some bits of steel here on the magnet. Don't know if you can see it properly, but there are bits of steel. It is a magnet. And yes, that's the steel there. So the magnet removes the steel, and if we just look here, this is what the crushed tire looks like. It's very, very fine particles, and you can feel the rubber. The nylon is very softer, and the rubber are very grainy. But these are the granules. This is actually what is produced. Now, the size of the granule is determined. The size of the granule is determined by this unit, where we would have different sizes of screens. And based on the size of screen that you have, that is the type of granule that you will have. So after it passes through the process and it is ground up, you remove the steel using the magnets, so you're left with a mass of rubber and nylon. And the nylon is very, very light, and the rubber is heavier than the nylon. So we have that unit across there. So this unit is called a nylon separator. And there is a fan in there that actually separates the nylon from the rubber. And both products come into these bags here. So you have the rubber coming into this bag here, and the nylon coming into this bag here. And we also have, we could just come around here. We have machinery that can enable us to make tires. And we also have chemicals that could enable us to make paved walkways. So we can make tiles of different colors. Across here, we have, this is our tile machine. So we can actually make 4 tiles at a time. And we can make them different colors. Now, one of the things that I wanted to say is that, yes, we are making a few products here. But one of the things that we are most excited about is that we want to have the granules available for the ordinary people to be able to buy it and to make their own innovative products. You know, we are people. We already have 2 innovative products that we have made, which I cannot disclose what it is. But we have made one of them has to do with cricket. I'll just give you a little teaser there. But we really want to spawn out of this project downstream projects for small business people, for even household cottage industry, where you can take the granules and you can make whatever you want with it. So that is the part that we are really excited about.
So small business owners can definitely reach out to you and be able to tap into some of the resources that you guys have so that they can also be innovative and creative.
Yes.
I'm very happy, and I love the fact that you guys are here. And given the size of the operation, I can tell that you guys are employing persons from the communities.
Yes.
So people in the community are getting employment, you guys are giving back, and also contributing towards the environment. I'm really impressed with the operation. And I must ask, do you guys have eyes on doing business in Guyana?
Yes, actually we do. Because one of the products that we are making is a product to fill potholes. Mm-hmm. And well, I can't give you the formula on the camera, but we are integrating some of our products, the nylon and the rubber, in order to make a mix that you can use in a pothole. And this mix, because it has the rubber in it, it will actually be a little more, the rubber will be like the shock absorbers in there. And it will be more flexible. So with the vibration of cars passing, mm-hmm. even with the road movements, it should really stay up much more better than a normal patch. Yes, so those are some of the things mm-hmm. that that we intend to do. Well, and I know potholes is all over the Caribbean.
That really was a question. We're going back to it.
And for a country, imagine you're a country and you're looking at tourism as your best thing, mm-hmm. And when the tourist comes out and he sits down in the taxi, he's up and down because of potholes. It's just that.
No, but the construction industry is also booming in Guyana, and yes. I see that you guys are doing tiles, and I'm sure persons might be wondering how they can connect with you guys and how they can access some of your products and services. So tell us how persons can connect with you guys.
Well, soon we are currently working on our website mm-hmm. and our Facebook, our social media presence, I would say. We do have an Instagram page, We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited. Mm-hmm. You can always Google us. We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited, and you would see our details there. Lovely. So we do have like a mid social media presence at the moment, but we're working on the website and other things. Our email address, werubberlimited@gmail.com. werubberltd@gmail.com.
Lovely. And your phone number?
Our phone number +1 868 271 3100.
Lovely. I'm sure that there are many persons who are excited to connect with you guys. And I'm positive that after this interview, the persons are going to be reaching out from different countries, yes. particularly Guyana, to be able to access some of the services. Because, I mean, look at what you guys are doing. And now the conversation is being channeled around environment and environmental safety. So I'm going to turn it over to you any closing words. Anything in particular you would like the viewers to know? This is the opportunity.
Yes, I would just want the viewers to remember to be, like you said, mindset, be more conscious of, the way they start thinking about and having the conversations about the, the tire recycling and things like that in your spaces, and how you do it, how you can help the environment in that process. And also, don't forget, you can contact us at werubberltd@gmail.com. You can Google us as well. You'll see all our information. If you Google We Rubber Waste Recycling Limited, and our phone contact +1 868 271 3100.
Awesome. I'm very happy that you were able to share.
Yes, I would just like to say that, just look around you, wherever you are. Waste is one of the biggest business that there is right now. So look around. There are things that you might see that, you know, you may feel, well, what can I do with this? You understand? And that is where, you know, the entrepreneurship spirit comes in. You know, just look around and, you know, together with us doing little bits and pieces all over the place, we can make this world a better place. And I'm doing it for my children. You know, do it for your children. Do it for your children. You know, we have to make this world a better place.
But I cannot go without noticing the vehicles that are marketing different companies, and I'm told that this is part of what you guys do as a group of companies. I'd love to hear more.
So these lovely trucks that you're seeing, they're also part of our group of companies. It's under the umbrella of Times Square Media. So again, under the umbrella of innovation, this is one of our innovative concepts by one of our directors. The advertising by the screen trucks, they are mobile, so they traverse all over Trinidad and Tobago. Any event, once you contact us and you'd like to advertise, we go to all events, we go all over, we park up on the highways and the byways of Trinidad and Tobago, and you can see our information to the front of the truck there if you want. All right, so it's Times Square Media, digital mobile billboard trucks, and that's our email address and contact number.
I'm super excited. We did promise an innovative evening, and here we're able to see innovation from marketing vehicles. I know in Ghana, the most I've seen is a little add-on vehicle, and those would be on the right guy and the cars, where you will see ads. But this is the entire truck displaying ads, and every time you're in traffic, your mind is wandering, and you're able to see that. Very innovative. I love it. I'm guessing shortly we're going to see some of that in Ghana too. And I love the fact that we were able to learn about some of the processes as it relates to recycling of tires. The most I've seen persons do with tires would take the tires and do some chair furniture, and those are the things. But here you guys are going a bit more, and I'm very happy that we're able to see. And this is the second interview, I must let you guys know, that we started doing in the fields. Right. So instead of doing it in the studio, we're now going into the fields and to businesses and persons to be able to connect more and learn more directly from what is being showcased here. So I'm very happy. I want to thank you for your time. Your hospitality was great. We were able to learn about the machine and see that the one that picks up and so on. I can't remember everything now, but I definitely look back at the video because there was so much to take in. And when we look at persons who are doing innovative things at factories and so on, I always like to go behind the scenes to see what is being done and all of the little systems that are in place that we must follow to ensure efficiency and consistency. Because that is the other thing, consistency in business. Yes. And with the processes and the structure that you guys have, consistency is definitely your key. Yes. I can see quality, and I know that you guys are going to do an exceptional job.
Yes. I would like to thank you as well and your team for coming and taking the time out to come all the way from Guyana
to be with us today. It's been a pleasure having you guys. And we'd like to wish you all the best as well as we continue to showcase, because it's a good platform, for entrepreneurs, and it's a really good thing, that you're moving away from, you're outside of Guyana doing it as well, so you're giving everybody a chance to showcase. So we really appreciate that, and we wish you all the best to you and your team.
Yeah, very much. I would also like to thank you. And, one of the things that I realized is that God has given each one of us a brain. And you don't have to live in a particular country or be in a particular environment to be an entrepreneur, or to have a great invention, to have an invention that, really shakes the world. You don't have to, it can come anywhere. I remember I've been in the oil and gas industry for a very long time. And we had many, many examples where, people would come down, people who are specialists in the equipment. And then when our engineers and our technicians, when they look at the issue and they discuss it, we actually come up with the answers. So everybody can do it, anybody can do it. Just put your mind, just have that vision. I keep talking about that vision. You must have that vision with that end in mind. Must have that. That is so key, and that is so important. That is what is going to give you that drive, and it's going to keep you going. So thanks again very much.
No, but that's a great point that you also shared, because a lot of times we talk entrepreneurship, persons are thinking about something that is far-reach or far-fetched. And one of the beauty about this program is that persons are able to see.
Yes.
So it's not that we're pulling stories from some first world country or something that's far away that people have to wonder if it's actually true. They're able to see persons that are actually doing it. And one of the things I would ask persons, what is it the successful persons are doing that they're doing different, that they're able to achieve and to be successful? And what is it different that we're doing? Because we all have the same 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
And you would find when the successful people are developing their craft, they're continuing to learn, they're being innovative, they're taking risks. Many of us who want to dream is only dreaming but not taking action.
Yes. And some of us, we feel that, okay, we can't do it because we don't have this, and because we don't have that, and because of we didn't do this, and because we didn't do that. In fact, those excuses should be what you have in order to achieve your goal. Look around and use what you have in order to achieve your goal.
So as we prepare to close, and we're closing on a positive note, what is one quote that you would see that motivates you on a daily basis that says, Rawle, come on, get up, you gotta push, you gotta go on a team, you gotta do something? What would that be?
Well, I think it's not really a quote, but it's my children, my family.
Yes.
And I want for my children, when they grow up, that they live in a society that is safe, that is in such a way that they could actually grow and develop in that society. And we have to stop being selfish and looking at it for, what can we get now? And we have to look forward. And, I love my children, I love my wife a lot, I love my children a lot, and I really want their future to be brighter than what it is right now.
Awesome. So as we close, I want to leave with a charge. Become who you really are. A lot of times we are afraid of becoming, of exploring, of tapping into our innovative, unique component, of having a dream and dreaming big. And that may be influenced by our society, how we were socialized, our family of origin. But you can aim big, and everything that you need to succeed is literally inside of you. Tap into yourself. Ask yourselves, who am I? Where am I? What is my purpose here? Do I want to be a monument? How do I want to be remembered? How do I want to be? And these are some of the things that will point in the right direction. What special skills do I have? And how can I convert that into a business as we're talking about leadership in focus? And those are some of the things I want you to consider. So as we close, I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedule to join our program. I want to encourage you to share the live stream so that persons can be able to see it. And remember to join us next week, Tuesday evening, same time, same place, so that we can be able to learn from another innovative business. I'm your host, Marlon Joseph, signing out, and I want to encourage you to do your bit to protect the environment and to contribute to the health of the nation. Take care.